Hello, hello, hello. My name is Heather Pratt. I am a Scentsy consultant and have been for a little over 15 years. I'm primarily recording this for my own team, but I'm posting it on YouTube and keeping it open to the public just in case it helps another consultant out there. And we're going to talk today about how to do some quick follow-up and get you hopefully some quick PRV here at the end of February. So I hope at this point you know that February 2026 is a transition month, which is not new news. February has been a transition month for a long time. And what do I mean by transition month? This is the final month of the fall winter catalog, and we will be starting a brand new catalog on March 1st. Now, what is different is we have changed up our catalog system so that the catalog that launches on March 1st will be our catalog for the next year. So we will not have another transition in 2026. We will not have a fall winter catalog in 2026 or the early part of 2027. The new catalog will be for a year. This is one of the best months to reach out and do some follow-up with your customers because we also have a list of products that will no longer be part of our catalog. They are called the discontinuing list or the discontinued list for the new catalog. Depends on how you want to look at it. Right now, it's something in the future, then it'll be past. Anyway, there is a whole list on your workstation. I believe it's in the marketing, or you may be able to find it through news whenever we're talking about transition in there. But what I really want to talk to you guys about today is this list. This is the goodbye fragrance list. Ignore my mark throughs. That was something I did for my personal business, my testers. But this is a really long list. I bet if you worked your business at all in the last 6 months, you have somebody on your list who has done this, has ordered one of these fragrances. You may have a lot of people who have ordered a lot or some of those fragrances. So it is your job to reach out to those people and let them know that it's no longer going to be available. Ask them if they want to stock up now, if they want to join Scentsy Club and continue getting that fragrance, even if it never makes another appearance in a collection or a limited time offer. So that's your job. And you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, Heather, how am I supposed to know who ordered what? The great news is Scentsy gives you that information right on your workstation. So I'm going to show you how to pull up that report. Then I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I do with the report to start doing this follow-up myself. Y'all, it's February 24th. I haven't started this either. And my list is really long. I'm going to give you a shortcut in case you have a really long list. If you have a short list, we'll discuss that as well. So let me share my screen. Okay, so this is what Workstation looks like. Let me tell you where to find this report. Go figure, it's under reporting. I know it's a shocking thing, right? So under reporting, you see you have 3 different drop downs. You've got my performance. So this is how well you were doing in your business. Then you've got my downline. If you have team members, this gives you information about your team members. But what we're looking for today is my customers. So you want to click that drop down, and there's 4 options here. So customer purchase history. If you want to look up and see what Susie Q has ordered in the past, maybe she's trying to remember a fragrance that she liked. That will help. You can type in Susie Q, you can look at what she's ordered in the past, and hopefully she can give you some clues based on the color, the scent, that you can help her figure that out. Reorder. This is a list of people who might be ready to reorder. Personally, I use the Scentsy Connect app. It makes that a whole lot easier. And I would recommend using that. It's a free app by Scentsy. Connect your workstation. Chef's kiss. Amazing for follow-up. Also, product purchase history. If you're doing follow-up, like right now, our Easter collection just dropped. Maybe you want to know who ordered Easter last year. You can figure out what those products are, do a search for those, and it will provide a report on that. And that report will look very similar to the discontinued products list. Now, again, we have a lot of things discontinuing, right? So that's all of it. That's warmers, that's flowers, that's bars. Anything on that list is on this list. But since he's done all of the remembering work for you, because it's such a big list, they've created the product purchase history for you, basically. But I can't click this because if I click it, then YouTube will not publish my video because it'll contain personal information for my customers. So pretend we click that. We click that. It opens up. It's got a lot of information. And then kind of mid-screen, kind of ish around here, there's going to be, let's see, export full page or export all information, some sort of export button. I literally just looked at it and I can't remember what it says. But there's some sort of export full report, something like that right there. And it's going to open. So if I open the right one, there we go. It's going to open something that looks like this. Now, I went through and kind of scrubbed my report with some very generic information in the hopes that YouTube would recognize that it's very generic information. So there's a lot of info here. Name, email, phone number, address, the rest of the address, the SKU, what's purchased, quantity, first order, recent order, order date, blah, 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 blah. So this is a lot of information that you don't need. If you are doing all of your communications electronically, then you're not going to need that address, right? Now, if you had done this at the beginning of the month, you might have wanted to do address just to email them a little something, but that's not where we are. So we're going to get rid of that. I have a Mac, so mine is on numbers. If you are on a Windows-based system, then yours is probably Excel, and it's very similar workings, okay? So let's back up a little bit. I also like to condense my columns just because I want as much on one page as possible. So I'm going to squish these over. Okay, I might want phone number because I'm either going to call somebody or I'm going to text them, right? I might want email because I might email them if I don't have a phone number. So we're going to keep that column. SKU, you don't need that. That's just the SKU number Scentsy uses. We don't use those anymore. So products purchased, you're definitely going to want that information. Okay, total quantity purchased. I like to change the title because I want it succinct. So quantity, and now I can make this column way smaller. First order date, I don't really care. So we're going to delete that one. Most recent order, this is their order number. You don't need that information for this purpose, so get rid of that one. Most recent order date, okay, that might be some useful information because if you've been in for a while, maybe you're going to set a date and you're going to order, you're only going to contact so many people. We'll cover that in a minute. Most recent quantity person, I don't care. I want to know your total. Now, if you want to go by most recent, that's totally fine. That's not the way I'm doing it. I am going to keep order type because if somebody ordered on Scentsy Club, like this one right here, I'm going to look to see if they're still getting a club order. Now, the date on that is the 23rd. So I'm kind of thinking they've ordered it once and they don't like it or whatever. But I'm going to look into their club and see what's going on there. Is it still in there? Do I need to tell them, hey, if you want to re-add this to club? All of that. Okay. So we've got it condensed a little bit, a little more manageable. But here's the thing. This is my report, and this is actually about half of my total report, okay? My full report's like 800 plus. That's a lot. And if you have been in this business for a long time, particularly thinking of my team, I've got Mandy D, I've got Morgan, I've got Patty, I've got Kim. These are all people who have been in 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 plus years. This is going to be a long report, and you may not have time because we've only got 4 days left, or it may just feel very overwhelming because you have a lot going on right now and you just cannot do that much right now. So here was an idea I got from another consultant. Her name's Emily, and she said she was always so overwhelmed by it that she just never used it. And actually my superstar director said the same thing, who's been in it longer than I have. So here is a hint. If you're overwhelmed, start by sorting by this column here. Now, obviously, I'm on a Mac. This may be different. If you are on Windows using Excel, I'm using what's called numbers. But it's very similar. If you need help figuring it out, I can probably remember. It's been a while since I've done Excel, but I can get my husband to help me. Just send me a text. But for me, I'm going to sort. I'm going to sort by column F. and I'm going to do descending. So sort by column and descend, because descending is going to go from the highest to the lowest. So now we've taken this 400 plus column and we're going to focus on these first 77 because these people have ordered more than one bar. And that's good information. Now I'm going to see, I'm making sure I'm checking in with these top numbers. I'm pretty sure these are actually me because it says scent of the month. So I'm probably going to be deleting those, to be honest. But because I scrubbed it, I don't know for sure. But the more they've ordered, that's where I'm going to prioritize. I'm going to contact those people first. Now, if I do have time and I haven't reached out to them about another fragrance, then I might come back and do some of these ones, especially if they've ordered in the last 2 or 3 years. So again, I'm going to focus on these first. I'm probably going to break that out. I'm not going to get in that, it gets more complicated, but I'm going to focus on them first. When I'm done with them, we'll see if I have time for anything else. Got it? Now, if you do not have a large and overwhelming report, what I would recommend is to sort by name. Okay, so you can sort by last name because you're probably not going to have as many duplicates there. And from there, you're going to try to reach out to all of your people. You decide what time you have, you decide where you want that cutoff to be, or if you're just going to try to do 5 or 10 per day and see where you get. But if your report is pretty small, try your best to do them all, okay? Trying to think if there was anything else. Oh, wording. What are you supposed to tell these people, right? Sometimes we get really hung up on verbiage. I'm probably going to ask ChatGPT for a recommendation on my verbiage, but basically you want to say, hey, Jane, I was just checking our reports and I see that you've ordered quite a bit of our cinnamon pinecone Scentsy bar in the past. And I wanted to let you know that it, along with several other fragrances, are not going to be in the upcoming catalog. You might even mention that we don't know what's coming back. That would you like to order, reorder and stock up now while we know it's available? Or would you like to hear about Scentsy Club, where Scentsy will continue to make that bar for you for as long as you're in the club? Okay, so you've given them a couple of options and you go there. All right. And then you just wait. And if they say no, thank you, no problem. You've done your job. You have served your customers and you have served them well. Now, I will say that I didn't mention before, I am not going line by line. Like right here, you can see this line item is for pods, and this one's for scent circles. I'm probably not going to follow up with those people. I might. It just depends on how much time every day I've got. I'm going to focus on those bars because I would really like to get some more club orders. If you want to focus on all of it, there's nothing wrong with that. Just remember, if you're talking about club, it only applies to always get my bar. You can't continue to get pods or circles or laundry or clean or anything else. It's only for bars. So if you're doing a club focus, maybe you're not going to talk about the other things. Maybe you put them on a separate list and you do that follow-up later. Okay? All right. Well, I hope this was super helpful. And I hope you will go out and do some follow-up. We like to say in the direct selling industry, the fortune is in the follow-up. It's not your customer's job to remember to contact you. It's your job to remember to contact your customers. Good luck. I wish you all the best, and I will talk to you again soon.